Hey guys, it is MissSimReno. If you are returning to the channel, welcome back. And if you are brand new, I am very excited that you decided to join me here today for a very quick apartment renovation. After Monday's build, which was very big and a very long video, I decided to kind of take a breather, and I actually worked on a couple of apartments, so I'll probably be posting those within the next couple of weeks. But this is one that I worked on, and I really liked this one. This is probably one of my favorite units to actually renovate. So this is Penny Pizzazz's apartment, and it's one of the Chic Street units. I think it's 131221 or something. The Chic Street ones have such long number addresses, I can never remember them. But this is actually just an apartment for a single mom and her toddler, so nothing super unique, nothing super special, but it was just kind of a, I would say, more realistic apartment from my perspective. So it is reasonably tiny, but there are 2 bedrooms in here, and as you can see, I start working on the living space, which is actually right when you walk in the door, and I thought this was really nice and cozy. I mean, it's a small living space, but I love having the door with the glass panes that opens up essentially into a little hallway type area that I kind of forgot to do initially, and then I realized that that door would lead right into mom's bedroom, and you'd have to go through mom's bedroom to get to the kitchen and stuff, and that is not what I wanted at all. I wanted it to be, like I said, a little bit more realistic, where the rooms aren't all actually connected to one another. I don't know, that was kind of my idea, but I'm putting a couple of decorations above these couches, and I did just merge these cats and dogs couches together. Now, your Sims can't sit in the corner, which I would absolutely love, but you can at least seat, I think, 4 Sims technically, so if the mom did have a friend or 2 over, they could go ahead and sit on the couch together, which I thought was really, really nice. There's a nice mirror above it, as well as just a painting. I didn't want it to be, I don't know, overly decorated or overly cluttered, considering it is such a small space. So I end up just putting a shelf above the TV, and I put a couple of knickknacks as well as a candle just to make it look really pretty and cozy. And I think this is probably my favorite part of this entire apartment. I just really like it, and I haven't done this layout before. The reason why this is one of my favorite units as well is because I like working in smaller spaces. I think I mentioned this in one of my, I don't know, very recent voiceovers, where bigger builds in and of themselves, or the bigger apartment units, are pretty intimidating to me. And I go crazy with clutter, so being able to work in a smaller unit and adding a lot of personality and clutter is something that I really thrive doing. So I really like smaller spaces, which is probably why I like this living room so much. On top of the fact that it's super cozy, and I would love that to be my living room. But here I am realizing that I didn't create the little hallway area that I wanted to, and it literally is just a square, and it was a little bit difficult. I had to shuffle that glass pane door over just a bit so I could have room to actually put a door towards mom's room as well as the kitchen, and then the toddler's room is off of the kitchen, so they are of course very close by. It's not that this unit's very big, so they wouldn't be. And I had to make sure I didn't sacrifice the bathroom either. That had to be big enough to not only have just a toilet and a shower, we had to have a bathtub because we have a toddler, and I had to fit a toddler potty, which I will admit I don't have a toddler test sim, so I don't know if that toddler potty is technically accessible. I think it probably will be, because I've done something like that before where it's really snug in between the toilet and the sink, which you guys will of course see. But yeah, you can kind of get them in very small spaces, but I'm not quite sure if it works. So if it doesn't, I do apologize. You might just have to shuffle it around a bit. But before I go to the bathroom, I work on mom's room, which is, I think, very, very soft and cozy and nice. I really enjoyed using this bed from Cats and Dogs. I thought it was such a nice swatch, which it's not really even a pink, I would say, on that comforter. I think it's more of a kind of a peach color, I guess. I'm not really sure. And I also had a little bit of trouble picking a dresser, but I ended up using I think Seasons dresser. I think it ends up matching the end tables that I used. I've actually been gravitating towards those a lot more lately, and I'm not quite sure why, because I never did. Literally never did until recently. So it's been kind of nice to use them now. And I really like this swatch, and typically I don't really like a lot of gold. It looks a little, this is just my opinion. I know there are people that love gold, but I typically don't gravitate towards gold because it just looks a little bit too too flashy for me. I actually prefer silver. Like if we're going to compare gold and silver, I prefer silver. So using something with gold accents like this, what I'm trying to say was not my style, but I did really like it. And she just has a candle and a couple of books and a plant on top of her dresser, as well as some perfume bottles. And then she also has a desk in her room because, well, there was room to do it. And I thought it was kind of perfect. I was kind of imagining this mom was one that worked from home, so she was able to be with her toddler, and she was really, really grateful that she was able to find a completely remote job. And you know what? I'm just going to be honest, it hits home for a lot of us right now, I think, trying to work remotely and have our kids at home. And you know what? I just want to say, if you're in that boat, you're doing the best you can and you're doing a super job. I myself don't have children, so I can't even imagine what it's like working from home and having my kids there too, but just know you're doing the best that you can, and I'm sure your kids are thriving no matter what. But yeah, I was thinking that this mom was a work from home mom, and I'm not quite sure why dad's not in the picture. Maybe he was a boyfriend at one point and, you know, they kind of had their son and they ended up not staying together, or maybe she's a divorced mom. I'm not quite sure, but I haven't gone that far into the storyline just because I'm not quite sure that this is a family that I'm going to actually be creating. I think it was really just for fun as I was playing around with decorating a smaller apartment to, like I said, take a breather from the bigger build that I did earlier in the week. But here is the bathroom. So they do have the shower tub combo, and I do squeeze the toddler potty, like I said, in between the toilet and the sink. And I hope it works. If not, you might just be able to shuffle the sink over like not even an inch, or the toilet or something. I really don't even know, but the toddler potties work in very small spaces, which is kind of a godsend. But now I'm working on the kitchen, and I have to admit, when I watched this footage back, when I was looking at the layout of the kitchen, I don't know if I like it that much. It was a little bit out of my comfort zone because it was such an awkward shape, and I did like having the island there. I think it kind of enclosed the actual kitchen space really nicely and separated it from the very small dining space, but the dining space itself ends up being super awkward because it's just like shoved against a wall with no windows, which kind of stinks. So I think in retrospect, I probably would flip where the kitchen appliances and counters are, and I would actually put the dining space over there instead. So I'd be curious to know what you guys think of it, just because I don't know, I do think it looks awkward, even though I did like it. And I think I liked it because it is different from how I've typically structured kitchens and dining spaces, especially in this particular unit. But as you can see, I'm cluttering it up now, and there is of course one free counter space for your adult Sims to prepare food, but I thought it was a pretty cozy kitchen. And I think I put a couple of bar stools, at least one. I'm not quite sure. I don't remember if I decided to make it a functional bar. I think I did. And I think I just ended up using the tiny living stuff bar stools. And since this wall was like so large and awkward, I put one painting over there. And then on this wall is the little dining table. And I do put a couple of like wall decorations and paintings above that table as well, just to kind of give it a little bit more character since it is against just a plain wall. But there's a lot of plain wall space here, and it looks a little weird to me. I have this impulse to fill all of the blank empty walls all the time, which is something that I probably have to curb just a little bit. Just a little bit, because not every inch of wall needs something on it. Like, let's just be real. Also, you guys are probably noticing in the right hand corner it says like recording started, because these are all my different takes of when I started and stopped recording, and I happen to have been in windowed mode. I really need to get a grip. Yeah, I haven't gotten out of windowed mode yet, so I should probably do that like right now, so I stop forgetting. Because it captures like literally everything your display is doing if you're in windowed mode, but if you're in just like full screen mode with The Sims, it won't pick up any of those overlays or anything. So I really have to be cognizant of that. Not that it really makes a huge difference, but every time I notice it, I get a little embarrassed. And I honestly was like, you know what? I deserve this embarrassment. We're keeping it in the actual video, so enjoy. But here I am trying to figure out a few pieces of artwork. I was trying not to mimic the artwork layout that I did with these paintings in particular in my last build that was out on Monday, but I ended up just using these two and putting a menu and then like the fork and spoon wall decoration because I thought it was really cute. I just swap out these overhead lights here, and then I end up working on the toddler's room, which I thought was really cute. He's got like this little car bed, which I absolutely adore. It's like one of my favorite toddler beds that we have. And he has a significant amount of activities in here. At least he has a bookcase. I think I give him the toddler blocks as well as a big stuffed teddy bear and just a couple of other knickknacks. And he also has his own little dresser. Well, technically little cubby holes with like maybe his little clothes and stuff like that. And of course, as always with toddler rooms, I went crazy with decorations on the walls with like decals and paintings and all that fun stuff because toddlers and kids' rooms are my absolute favorites. You guys will also notice too that in the screenshots, it happened to have been pouring out. So if it looks a little dreary, I do apologize because obviously while I'm building here, it's sunny and amazing. But yeah, that's actually like pretty much it for the build. Like I said, I just kind of throw a ton of wall decorations out there and a rug and maybe like a lamp and a chair, I think. So he's got a little place to cozy up and read his little toddler books or at least look at the pictures. But yeah, this renovation wasn't really anything special, but I did think it was really cute and just another kind of like realistic family-ish apartment. So I hope you guys did enjoy this. I very much look forward to hearing your thoughts on this one, and I will catch you guys next time I post a video, and I will talk to you soon. Bye!
Like-minded if we could, but that's not the case.